Debate about blackface quite literally came to Zulu's front door tonight. One group wants the Krewe to stop using black makeup on its riders, but the Krewe says it's not changing. And he made that statement in a way only New Orleanians can. Danny Monteverdi was there.
It hurts me as a younger black brother to look at some of my